Episode 10. Look at it. Look at us. Look at us. We made it.
Double digits, baby. Double digits.
We're getting so old.
We are getting old. And it's not just like that's one a week. Like we could do 10 in a week, right?
We could,
or we're not.
I don't think I would have it in me, dude. Honestly,
no.
Honestly,
We'd hate each other. We'd hate each other.
I talk to you enough. I don't need to
exactly.
hear your voice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, everyone, welcome to episode 10 of the Detail Grind podcast. I can't believe we've already made it to 10.
We only missed a couple weeks for the holidays, but that's not maybe even just 1 week. But Thanksgiving too. So a couple weeks. We're good though.
Sean Gulliher's impressed. I think he's having a good time. We're gonna have Sean on one of these days.
Sean's gonna have to come on and dictate the rules of this giveaway that nobody wants to participate in. So.
That's right. And guest from a few weeks ago, Brandon, number 10, with he's smashing that exclamation mark. You know what you can smash is the like button. It's free and subscribe. I love to push that cringiness, but hey, who doesn't love a little cringe on a Friday? What can I say?
We're gonna get this out of the way because I know that he's asked this a few times. I know we've answered it before, but I think it's a great question. But Sheepstar wants to know if you'd rather fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses. I think I said the 100 duck-sized horses because I feel like I could kick them. You know what I mean? Yep. Like I feel like I could manage that, but the big one scares me.
Yeah, I mean, he asked us on the Right Company Q&A yesterday as well, and they did reference it. That being said, I'm still gonna go with the one horse-sized duck. See, for you though, like if you're rocking the inferior shoe like a Vessi, you could step on them, rinse them off, then they'll be good to go. But
it's not really an inferior shoe, okay?
And you have Vessis? I just threw that out there.
No, I had a pair of Vessis for a long time that I got for Christmas, and I loved them. They were my detailing shoes, but I wore them out. Like I wore a hole through them, and they started to smell because I was taking advantage of the fact that they could get wet. But I need to get another pair. They were nice.
That's a good question. I think a lot of people really underestimate good footwear, not just for every day, but anybody in the chat or the comments, if you're listening to this later on, if you are a detailer, what's your favorite kind of shoe to be working in?
Yeah.
Because I'm really bad with footwear. Like I hoard footwear. I'm like, I don't want to throw it away because I'm not going to donate you shoes. Like that's just
especially if they're really, really bad. You're like, only I can appreciate these.
So I'm like, okay, these get demoted to like the shoveling the walkway shoes or the lawn mowing shoes or the yard, right? And I just I've had somewhere like the bottom of the shoe is completely gone, and then you almost slip and fall either on wet and like
for the longest time my car wash shoes were the slide on checkerboard Vans.
Okay.
The black and white ones. And by the time I retired those, you couldn't even see the pattern of checkerboard on them anymore. Like I had destroyed those with chemicals and water and scuffing up against tires, and there was nothing left to those bad boys.
Serrano's like the Hokas. Yeah.
I also like the Hokas, but like I like my Hokas for like also like going out. I don't want to get them messed up.
I bet you anything they're orange.
Oh, he wears them in almost every video. There's definitely orange in there. You know what? There's some orange in my Hokas too, but they're mostly teal. They're teal and orange.
I like to go after like the vibrant shoe color, but I mean, obviously, like I'm not at the forefront of style when it comes to fashion, but I think that it's just fun to have bright shoes on. I don't know.
Cole hates that I love bright like shoes. She doesn't mind the clothing too much, but the shoes specifically, like I like to buy some of the brightest, like maybe ugliest colors. Then like later, a couple months go by and I realize like this doesn't really like go with anything that I wear.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I do like bright colors. But I don't know what these seal skins are, Carlos. Elaborate, please.
I think are they those because have you seen those like those shoes that have like the toes in them, like they conform to your toes?
Yeah, those weird me out. Because I don't really stub my toes when I wear shoes, right? But I feel like I could still stub my toe in those shoes.
Yep.
and it
So
would hurt.
Ronnie, he's going ham. He just wears Globe fire boots, toasty warm.
That is keeping warm.
That's another option for sure.
I wore a like a peach color pair of shoes the other day while I was washing the car, and man, I tore them up, but I hit them with a couple products and they cleaned right up. Cole was very worried. She was like, "I can't believe you let those get so destroyed," but they came right back.
I just did a quick Google search for these seal skins, so we're gonna bring that up real quick. Kind of, I'm assuming it's the same thing. Looks
like a sock, and then you put your shoe on.
It looks like a sock, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know.
All right,
either which way,
$105 for a pair of socks.
Canadian, so about $22 US.
Okay,
so.
That's better.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm not wearing those for $105.
Yeah, it's
that's a whole nother pair of Hokas I could just.
That's right. But yeah, either which way, did you? So you said you did some detailing this week.
I did. I made a reel. It's been a while.
Yeah,
but I had the spark. So yeah, I played with a few products that are new to me, not necessarily new. One that amazed me, which is I've had this for probably like a year. I got it in the glove box, and it's the Geist. What is it called? The rapid leather and vinyl cleaner. That's my gosh, you know I keep my vehicles clean, right?
Yes, I do.
Like they're immaculate. This thing cleaned the Mini's steering wheel in a way that I didn't know the Mini was dirty. And I'm now a believer in dedicated leather cleaning products and things formulated and tested over and over and over for specifically leather. That stuff is killer. Like, my gosh.
Yep.
The other one, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got a couch for my parents. You know, the typical kind of, the parents downgrade it to the children, right?
Yeah.
So you get the couch, and it'd been wiped down a lot. We thought it was clean, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take some Color Lock mild leather cleaner. Like, this isn't even the hard stuff.
Yep.
And I used a yellow towel, like a vibrant yellow towel, just to see the dirt. And my goodness, that was.
Yep.
If you guys think your leather couches or leather chairs are clean, just give it a go with a dedicated leather. Yikes.
What did I like about it, Steve? I don't like the smell. I don't like the smell at all. I know it's like an algae base or whatever, so I wasn't like a fan of the smell. It's not the best smelling product, but the Mini, the leather on the Mini, I just, it my memory was that it always had this little bit of a sheen to it, from new.
Sure.
So I would clean it to that sheen, and I used the Geist cleaner because I was like, I haven't tried this yet, with their stiff brush.
Yep.
And it took that sheen right away, and it's completely matte now. And it's not like I checked, it's not like it didn't take the dye off. But man, it cleaned the heck out of it. So I think that's a keeper, and I'll probably get another bottle of that because I think just airing the car out afterwards, at least for me, that'll be the way to go.
But I'm personally, I'm a big fan of brushes on leather. I know there's some people online that are totally against it, but I'm like, Color Lock. I mean, they make all the leather repair stuff. Like, that is a whole other side of everything. When I was in KCX in May, that because they took over KCX took over Color Lock, for those that don't know, but they had a whole wall of literally every color pigment you could imagine to make essentially every color leather that's
wild.
But I mean, just that side of it, like being able to mix your own colors and stuff like that. So I'm like, if a leather company's saying one thing and that's what they specialize in, and it's not just automotive, it's decorative handbags, or it's just leather goods.
Y'all got those expensive purses, you better take care of them.
Yep. That's maybe stay tuned.
You're going to Carzilla tomorrow, buddy.
Maybe.
Oh, that's fun.
Maybe.
Let's see. P&S Express wipes for cleaning shoes. Yep, that is what I mean, it depends on what the shoe's made out of, right? So the other thing I used was this is probably like my new favorite cleaner at the moment, but
Oh,
this
there we go.
complete cabin cleaner. Thank you, Jimbo, for sending this out. The scent on this, my new favorite scent. It's like a citrusy, masculine, feminine, floral cologne. I don't know how to explain it. It just smells.
That's a lot packed in there.
Yeah, it's like it like makes everybody happy, but I've only used it in like a maintenance sense, so I can't but that took the stains out of my my shoes that I was talking about. So that was
you know what, Joe? You know what else makes me happy? Fellow Grambassadors. Okay. Fellow Grambassadors. And you and I were both
part of the family.
You're the free agent. You're waiting. Anthony's just honey peckering all of us because it's we'll announce it late January. Maybe it's going to be February.
Something you would think maybe we would do in December, or or towards the beginning of Jan. I don't know. Well,
I think Anthony's, he goes by a fiscal year. Like he'll shoot like
he goes
his
by
fiscal
an Anthony
year. Yeah, it's February most likely. But yeah, I think we have a little Grambassador in the shadows to potentially join our little conversation tonight. What do you say?
I say we bring him on because this guy's been putting out some killer content. And I want to get to know more about him because he's a multifaceted individual, if you will.
Yes.
So let's bring him on here. We've got Eric
from
Charleston Detail.
Hey, happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you, man. You know what? I kind of miss all the messages waking up in the morning and you were the first one in my DMs like happy Friday, happy Monday with a reel. So you were, you were a big part of my last trimester.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, and I appreciate you you watching and being involved.
Yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah, you helped me know what day Tuesday was because those dropped, and I'm just like, hey, it's Tuesday. Yep, Towel Tuesday. Here we go.
The great thing is when I'm wrong, though, people definitely are always quick to tell me. And the wrong day.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I don't know how many Towel Tuesdays in total you made, but there was a ton, and I loved every single one of them.
Well, the amount of towels you get in that Grambassador box, it takes a lot of takes a lot of time to go through those.
Yeah, the goal was to feature them all. I didn't quite make that. I think Purdy was the only one that was able to feature them all, but I
he really that was, oh man, if there was some you were probably sweating a little bit, huh, when he put those 25 days of towels out.
This end. I love Brandon though. He's a great guy.
Yeah, he is 25 days of Christmas. So, and Mike G, you know what? Mike G, you make me happy all the time. You don't have to be a Grambassador, make anyone happy, Mike G.
No, I love watching Mike G videos, man. I know it's weird, but like sometimes I watch him to fall asleep. Like Mike, not that he's boring, but like Mike's got that soothing voice.
Yeah, most definitely. Ooh, Cars and Keeve in the house. Here we go.
Oh, hey, Keeve, how's it going, man?
Yep. Yeah. He's been testing the he did a little I saw his drop test video for the MJJC foam cannon.
Yes.
You and I may have or may not have potentially received something. That may have to wait a little bit. But yeah, ignoring that, Shinerly Detailing has a question. Is Eric in Charleston, South Carolina?
I am.
He sure is. And
very cool.
We're gonna get to know him a little bit better. And I know there's been some comments around the internet that people are tired of hearing origin stories and podcasts from the same people, but to my recollection, I have not encountered Eric on another podcast or have heard his entire story yet. So we're gonna get down to that, but we also have another game that we want to play. We got a lot of good feedback about that last week. So
we like that. We have to change things up a little bit and keep
that
it fresh.
Train going.
Keep that train going. That's right.
So when I was doing my deep dive on you, Eric, I learned that you are a software engineer. Is that correct? Okay, so that's still a current fact. And you have a detailing service. So how and why and what got you into that? I feel like a lot of us software guys end up with cars for some reason as a little hobby.
They do. So I'm also a musician. So that overlaps.
Yeah, I'm also a musician. So that overlaps. I was going to get to that.
What up? Oh man.
That overlaps more currently. I probably spent most of my adult life as a musician, either teaching music. I worked in both the public schools and then actually ran a series of music academies down here in Charleston. And that was kind of my foray into running small business and managing people and all that kind of stuff. Did that for a while until I kind of went back to performing more full time. But yeah, I considered myself an engineer as well. I'll look at the comments. But yeah, I kind of considered myself very bad with computers until maybe 6 or 7 years ago and wanted to improve that. So I put myself through coding school and learned how to code. And so I worked for several years with a company here in Charleston and really enjoyed that. And tech can be sort of volatile, and they did a bunch of layoffs and laid off basically everyone in the company. Except for a few. And so after applying for hundreds of jobs in a short period of time, I decided to do something that I was passionate about for a long time and sort of take my hobby detailing and make it more of a business. Okay. And so I used my experience with tech and building websites and stuff to kind of kind of push it faster. But I had not made videos, so that was something new. Okay. So I learned how to.
You're really good at it. You could have fooled me by, if you left that part out.
A long way. Look at some when I started; they were not very good.
Hey, I think we were all there, but
I cringe at some of my old ones. Like this week, I was uploading like my last year because I was really bad at putting them on YouTube. So I like uploaded my last like year's worth of reels this week, and I was just like watching them as I was uploading them. And I was like, man, not that like I make masterpieces, but like, man, some of those early ones were like, oh boy.
Your stuff's great. Honestly, that was the great thing about the Grambassador program too, is it really did. I got to see, quality stuff you do and all these other guys are doing. And it kind of really pushed me to elevate and gave me ideas that I could borrow.
Yeah. So you decided to like take this detailing thing to, more than just a hobby. When did you decide to do that?
Really first of the year in 2024.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Well, so happy birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was, I guess it was like March. It would have been March.
Okay.
So,
jeez. I love that. I love that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's wow. And do you see it? So take me through your day, because like you've got music, you've got computers, you've got cars and boats and stuff to detail. Like where does it all fit in together? How does it all play together?
I've always done a number of things, mostly because life's expensive and it usually takes.
Yes.
Yes.
But that makes it a little bit easier.
But I also have had jobs that, like with music, where I was performing primarily in the evenings, even when I taught school, or had the music academies, that was primarily daytime. So I could have that duality and do both kind of the daytime and evenings, weekends. So when I left coding, it opened up a lot of time in the daytime. I was normally coding. And so I just basically used that time in the daytime to build my clientele. I've done that with other businesses. So just kind of tried to use that same principle and grow it.
Yeah.
And, decided it might be good to market. People told me, hey, maybe make some videos and show people what you're doing to justify both your quality and your pricing and things like that. So it really just snowballed. I honestly had no intention in creating a lot of videos or them doing well, but started making some about products that I liked using, and then the Grambassador thing kind of evolved from that. So
that was my next question, is like what piqued your interest in that? Like have you been a Rag Company follower, fan, or was someone like, hey, you should do this?
I wasn't familiar with the Grambassador program, but loved Rag Company products, Koshimi, and a lot of the other brands they carried. In fact, I had just gone to the KCX experience in Atlanta.
Heck yeah.
The most recent one.
Yeah. I did the
nice.
one. It was the month before I started as a Grambassador. So it was
okay, cool.
Nice. Yep.
And I had applied for the Grambassador thing, I guess, a little before that. Sort of. I've pretty much won nothing in my life or been selected for anything.
Yeah.
So I honestly didn't think it would probably manifest into much, but I got the call or the email right after I came back from KCS experience. So I decided
you were riding that wave.
Yeah, so I had a bunch of Jimmy products that I just got in there, and a lot more knowledge, and so I just tried to use that and kind of roll
That's
forward.
awesome. Yeah,
That
was a good phone call to receive. We've each received that phone call.
Yeah, it's an exciting time, but yeah, I think kind of like you mentioned is that, with detailing, I mean, for people that want to make it a career, I mean, it's a fairly low barrier to entry, but with you coming from kind of a tech and music background, if you will, they kind of intertwine, indirectly in a sense, because when people think of detailing, it's not just a car washer anymore. You're not just cleaning a car. Like it's certainly an art form, and you're able to kind of show kind of the pretty side of things. And I mean, it's the fact that kind of all of us collectively and others as well are able to kind of make soap exciting, or
yeah, it's weird. Like when I'm watching it back, right? I'm like, I'm just playing with soap and bubbles. Like I'm just an adult playing with bubbles.
Like it's you scrub your dishes in the kitchen, but you're scrubbing a wheel, and it's a totally different experience, and people feel different about it, and they just are attracted to it. And I mean, the consistency is what I really appreciate with yourself. I mean, you got the folding table, you got the Yeti buckets, you got the garden hose every single time.
Yeah, he makes me want to spend a lot of money, is what he wants me to do.
Oh yeah,
all that content. He's an influencer, if anything.
Yeah. But it's just funny how, and I mean, it's nice because there's certain people that struggle with, there's detailers that don't know how to build a website, but I mean, they can, contact, like Chris with Detailers Roadmap and get an amazing site made. But, if you're able to do that yourself, and have other detailers reach out and be like, hey, I know you kind of do this, do you think you can help me out? Because it's been said before, there's a lot of cars that everyone's able to clean. The competition doesn't need to be, cutthroat or anything like that. And I think we should all just help each other, the ones that do this as a career. I mean, I don't envy a lot of them that do this as a career. I mean, it's hard work as a hobby. I couldn't imagine doing it every single day. But like Bruce says, like a sandwich artist too. So it's very true.
Bruce, I would love one of your sandwiches, because sandwiches, I've said this many times, that I don't know what it is, but any sandwich tastes better when someone else makes it. So
that's right.
I would love to try your sandwiches.
Yeah,
I agree.
But yeah, I think overall so the other Grambassadors you're part of, because you were in T3 as well. So because I know, for those that don't know, obviously it's Right Companies take on a sponsorship, and Anthony starts a group chat with everybody in there. Luckily, you guys were 6, so it's a bit cozier of a group. So
it was easier to manage. How many were in yours?
There was, because we had 10 per quarter when I was doing
10 per quarter. So, yeah. So you had a lot. You had a lot.
So it was 40 people a year instead of the 8 or 18. 18. Yeah. So was the so I guess Eric, just kind of explain the like the dynamic of the group chat. Like, was there anything fun, crazy going on in there? Was there kind of good bickering, or just pushing everybody on to be better, or how was all that going?
Was Brandon starting a bunch of stuff?
Oh, no, definitely.
Too much bickering. But no, everybody was really supportive. In fact, just like what you were saying earlier, I mean, collaboration was high, and I think there's enough cars for everyone to detail, and and if we can all help each other a lot, for sure. But no, it was really supportive. I've definitely made great friends with it. From Brandon to
you had collaborations from across the pond that you were getting products like
geeky detail
thrown over. I love the collaboration you guys had going on. That was some good stuff.
I think that's the most important thing in business is collaborating.
Yeah.
Because it just only helps to put more eyeballs on you and your product, and then also just it's just a lot of fun,
especially when you align with the right, like the same kind of mindset, right? Like when those things are aligned, like everything just feels, I don't know, it feels like it's the right move, right? You're working with the right people.
I'm a drop artist. Oh my Lord. Isn't that the truth? But I mean, even too, like when shameless plug for Rick's video that Sean and I are both in recoding his vehicle. We're gonna have to go back and do it again, I'm sure. But when kind of Rick was doing his kind of outro with Sean, he was saying like it's nice to be able to collaborate with people, because he's sitting in the middle of Saskatchewan and there's no one around him, no one really like-minded to do the same thing. Aside from that, other dude in Saskatchewan with 4.3 million subscribers that details and flip-flops. Let's ignore him. But I mean, Sean's able to kind of collaborate with us, and it's just so cool that the internet's really brought us everyone together. And I mean, Eric could go see Tim. He's 2.5 hours away, like he said, and go get that concentrated gloss sauce and go to town, right? Like, it's just the community is great. And the Grambassador program, I think, gives an opportunity for that, because it opens so many doors. It's kind of like, the little mother hen. It's like, okay, just go spread your wings now and, see what works for you. Because so many people have careers now. But, going to Atlanta for that, the KCX experience thing, I mean, that is a super cool experience. I know I went there back in May before they kind of made it all public, just to get some good feedback from us. So I'd kind of like for you to teach on that, like, because you had Diego teaching there. I presume Justin was there as well, and I don't know if Hunter was there at the time or not. But kind of go through that whole experience, like, learn anything you didn't already know, or
what'd you take away from that?
What'd you take away? Thank you. That's a word I was looking for.
So, I mean, my biggest goal in honestly in wanting to go to it was just to network and just to meet some other good like-minded people in the industry.
Yeah.
Which I did. Diego is great people, super good.
Oh, Diego's a ghost guy.
In fact, I think they're doing their next one in California with
a couple weeks.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there was kind of a deep dive into the products. They're definitely I'd used a lot of their products before, but there was more than I had experienced that I was introduced to. So you sort of it was a 2-day thing. The first day you looked at the products and we did a detail on like an old Stingray, I believe it was. And then the second day was more about like their compounds and polishes, and we talked about
So I remember when the rag company first started carrying them, I was so confused, right? Like I felt like I needed a training specifically on like understanding the labeling, like the naming schemes, like what are all these numbers everywhere, right? Like, and once you do get it down, it's such a nice system. It's such a nice, like, I don't know, everything's just well thought out, and the thought that they put into that brand is it's unmatched.
No, yeah, I feel like that the German engineering in it, it's very precise.
Yes.
I think all three of us collectively could like to influence maybe more creation of GFX, perhaps. Because that's one limited drop that I'm like, this needs to be a regular
Just
drop.
give me a 5 liter, even if it's like a limited amount of 5 liters. Like, I'll fight someone for it. Let's do it.
Just a 55-gallon drum.
Yeah,
whatever's ideal. Hey Diego, when you come out to California, bring a drum for Joey.
Yeah. Well, I'm still mad that I like didn't grab my bottle from Justin at SEMA, but
yeah.
So I want to talk about music more, because I think that's really cool. I don't think we've had another guest who is a musician, but you said you do it mostly at night. So like, how does that fit into your current schedule, your current life? And does anything ever cross over? Does detailing ever, like, do you find products for your guitar like that you clean, like, or anything like that? Like,
I've wanted there to be. There's probably less. I mean, definitely microfiber and things like that. But maybe less of that. But as far as the crossover in the day, definitely when I'm busy, I can be detailing all day long. Work home, take all the detailing stuff out, put all the music stuff in, and go to a gig and play till 11 o'clock at night. So a lot of 14-hour days and plus. And then, or I'll go home and edit, or wake up and edit and do it all again. But so I mean, it's definitely long days, and it's difficult. But I feel it allows me to double down into the detailing business and to grow faster. Because definitely with me being a newer business, like when you are a new business, you at least get some. You're kind of like the new kid at school, like so you're definitely getting attention right away. And so if you can really establish a good brand and try to capitalize on that with some momentum, you usually can grow faster versus having to try to like build a brand image later as you go. So at least that was the idea. It's a lot of work, but it's working, I think.
Can you pull up his website? Like, I think you've got a killer website. Like the aesthetic and everything of it is very clean. I've watched many podcasts with Chris from Detailer's Roadmap, and the tips that he says about like show you, right? Like show you doing the work. Don't just show a picture of a car or a wheel or something like that. And I think that's something that your website does really, really well. Like if I were looking for a detailer in my area and that was the website that popped up, that's who I'm going with, like right off the bat.
Yeah. And if you kind of like you alluded to, is that, you know, you are fairly new at this. I mean, you're 13 months, let's call it. And I mean, if you didn't say that, I would have not have known.
No.
Otherwise,
well, I've been detailing my whole life. I mean, I was into it since a little kid. But granted, the landscape, things have changed a lot since the 90s.
Like, look at that. Yeah. Like, how do you not want to, like, look at that. He's showing you exactly what he does. That's awesome. Like, that is a killer.
Is Taylor, Brandon's wife, there filming for you? Because I mean, she's doing everything else when it comes to video stuff.
So I did hire a videographer to do some initial stuff with me.
Yeah.
It's the same guy that I hired to do 2 of the Grambassador films that I did. Some of the more involved ones.
Yeah, the Halloween one.
Yeah, the Halloween unboxing.
Yeah. Oh, that was great. That was great.
One with the ribbon rags, if you're familiar with that. So
yeah. No, those are killer. And like, I don't think, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, would you, you know, would you record your own wedding? Like, no, you hire someone to do that. Like, you want that to look good. So like, if you want something to look good, there's nothing wrong with hiring a little bit of help.
Look at all these 5-star reviews. My goodness.
But the plan is now, granted, things have been put a little on the back burner as I focused more on creating some Instagram content and stuff.
Yeah.
But the idea is eventually to have videos for everything. So for any service that you want, you can literally see what's going to go on
step by step.
Because I'm still curious how many people don't really get what they're buying.
Yep. Can I just get a buff and a wax? And I'm like, I don't know where to start.
I hope you charge accordingly for these TRD wheels, because
those are actually mine, and I'm so
thank
glad
goodness.
They were the biggest pain in the ass to keep clean for sure.
I'm telling you, scrub it with one of those beautiful octane brushes behind you, and hose her down with dynamic and walk away. That's all you got to do.
It seems really like, I don't know, sacrilegious to spray something like that milky on a clean wheel, but like the end product is
magic,
killer,
magic.
That's all. So you've got this beautiful, what I assume is your garage behind you, but so do you wash there and mobile, correct?
I do both. Yeah,
both. Okay. So if you're like, what is it, just up to the customer? Like, do you want to drop it off here? Do you want me to come to you, or do you have certain circumstances of like, this one I'm going to do at home?
If it's something that's going to take me multiple days, I like to do it here. I prefer to do coatings here and some things like that. Granted, I
more of a controlled environment.
I had clients, so that wasn't ideal, but it's just, you know, what had to happen.
Yeah.
So I do a little both. I started out doing pretty much entirely mobile. And then as it's grown and I'm doing more services, I'm doing more here.
Awesome.
I definitely prefer to do it from home. You know, working from home is great. You know, got my dog. You know.
Yeah, when you've got your pets there, you know, like you don't have to worry about food. Like it's all, you know, it's all right there. You don't have to stress about that. But exactly. Oh my God.
Yeah,
although I do forget to eat and use that, like when I'm in the middle of a project. Like my wife will often remind me, like, "Have you hydrated? Have you eaten anything?" Like, no, I haven't actually.
I remember I was working on a buddy's RAV4, and you know, he was, you know, it's kind of one of those, like, I don't mind when people help me, but you know, it's for him, like he's very green. Like I'm basically teaching him kind of everything on the fly, but you know, and I was just using like an old bottle of I think Immortal is what I was using, and I was putting it on there, but like, you know, you kind of have to work quick, obviously. Like you can't just put it on dilly dally, you know, shoot the breeze and then go back to it. Like you kind of got to keep going. And I remember I was doing that, and I'm just like, I'll get a drink of water right now, and then like I almost passed out at the end because I was just like, oh man. And he's like, I told you so. Like, you know, like, I tried to help you, right? But yeah, I think it's, you know, being at home is nice for sure. You know, I'd rather pass out at home than anywhere else. But
absolutely,
you know, what do you do?
So I think so. There are questions coming in, but I think we should play our game first. Then we could save questions for the end. So if you have any more questions, please get those.
Most definitely.
But yeah, I think we're gonna do the. Let's see.
And real quick, Sean, I see a lot of Max organization in that garage. We need to change that. So Sean has been on a creative spell. So he has he's the one that made the holders that Obsessed Garage sells for the Rip and Rags.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
cool.
He's our Saskatchewan brethren, and also makes a polisher holder as well. And some different shelving systems and things like that too. So Sean is an absolute wizard over there in the middle of Saskatchewan.
Yeah, he makes some good stuff.
Rick would be lost without Sean, for sure. But yeah, as Joey alluded to, we're going to hop over to a little game. So last week we had a little game going on, and there was a ton of good feedback because, I mean, talking is fine, talking is great, but it's also a good time just to shake things up a little bit. So we have another tier list, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's do it.
So we have epic tier as the best. We have top tier. We have third best. If you know, you know. We have getting there, and we have absolute fail. All right. So we're gonna start off with, and I was just kind of perusing through. We're not gonna have the same ones every single week, obviously, but kind of things that we've seen from some of the content you've been shooting in no direct order. And just things that we know brands you use, products you like, and things like that. So we're going to start off with Armor Detail Supply. So where's ADS sitting in your lineup of favorites?
Yeah. So I haven't tried, of course, all of their products yet, but I'm a huge fan of the wheel cleaner.
The wheel cleaner's killer.
That's
somehow their bottle makes it work better, like the sprayer. Not so much the bottle, but the sprayer. I think that's something else. So
I saw you just pick up a gallon of it with the tire cleaner, and that's the
bottle. And I got the tire, so I haven't tried the tire yet because I didn't pick up the bottle too, so I'll have to.
Yeah, the wheel cleaner, like for me, it pulls out some colors I've never seen before in some wheels. I'll drive my car for a week, and I know the brakes are a little bit bigger and they dust a lot, but the amount that it pulls out of the wheels every single week is insane to see.
And Joey's are maintained well.
I clean my wheels every week, and people go, you stop cleaning a clean wheel, spray some ADS wheel on there and you'll immediately see that they are not clean.
And my car is an absolute disaster. I'm embarrassed to show it anywhere. We've had ebbs and flows of temperature, and yesterday was, very mild. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get home from work, going to wash this thing. And as soon as I left work, the winds picked up and they were blowing at about 100 kilometers an hour, which is 60 miles per hour. And I'm like, well, don't really want to foam my neighbor's truck, but I guess I can wait a little bit. So, but,
I remember the last time I complained about wind on one of my reels. That was a popular conversation in the comments of people telling me I didn't know how to use a pressure wash because I decided to do a rinseless wash because it was too windy. And I was being told I didn't know how to use a pressure washer correctly. I didn't know how to handle the tools correctly. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, definitely. So, I guess sidetrack. Are we going to keep it here at third best?
It's definitely top tier. Everything I've tried.
Okay. Top tier. So the next one we have is P&S Detail Products. Where are those sitting in your lineup? I see a little bit of I saw some Full Send behind you there, which is that's one of those things you want to drink the products, but you probably shouldn't.
Full Send's great for fender wells. My lord, I love it.
Yeah, definitely. And for that, Forerunner is perfect. Especially when you're running out of dynamic because you're a schmutz and don't pay attention to the bottle. Ask me how I know.
I use a lot of P&S products, honestly. Their whole carpet system, the carpet box, Terminator, that stuff. Love Dreammaker, the Express Interior Cleaner. So, I mean, this is going to be tough because they're going to be there's a lot that are going to be on the top for me.
That's fine. That's fine.
That's
man.
fine.
I mean,
we can have everything up here.
You've refined your skill. You know what works for you.
Yeah. But there's a lot of good stuff. So Epic, at least top.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay.
All right. Well, we'll slip that in Epic. And we got Mike in the house. Chromatic Garage. The foundation of your garage is a 4-inch slab on grade as we learned to drain video, my friend.
I actually got a new drying towel from PNS.
What in the world?
Refine Extreme Drying Towel. It's a 80-20 blend 1200 GSM twist loop.
Ladies and gentlemen, we may be the Detail Grind podcast alluding to coffee, but we also love the tea.
This is a nice little towel here. It's perfect size for rinseless. I'm a big fan of the smaller towels for rinseless. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I need like a 1500 when I'm drying my car when I'm using, Absolute or something.
So next on our list, which, I mean, you may be a little bit biased because of the training and whatnot, but we have Koshemi, the
we know
German,
where that's going.
The German friends. I think that's probably going to sit right
Yeah.
there. I think we can all.
We just met and we know you.
Yeah.
No, I agree. No question.
But I know
never
Juice
used the bad product.
I know Juice
alone.
Yeah. I know Juice Freeze asked this before, I believe, Swift versus Natural Finish. Swift is a little bit of a cleaning / protection as well. I love Swift personally. I haven't used Natural Finish. Joey, I know you've used Natural Finish, I believe.
Yeah, Natural Finish is you're like, here we go. Well, I think I answered this last week. It's your dedicated dressing. It's like, I'm not a big dressing fan. Like other car, like customer cars, fine, but like I usually don't put stuff on mine. So for me, I would use Swift. But the finish on Natural Finish is actually really nice. I saw someone ask in the bead maker group about Shine All on the interior. I haven't used it. I know it can be used on the interior, but that thing left my tires very donut looking, and I do not think I would want that in my interior. So, Natural and Swift I think are perfect. Just really depends on the look that you want.
There we go. Beautiful. So fourth on our list, should say, is
Rupees,
Rupees, Rupes, Roops, whatever you want to call it. The Italian stallion of manufacturing for polishers, pads, compounds, aprons. I know, just for you listening.
Are you a Rupes fan, Eric, or are you another?
Man,
you are okay.
Using Rupes all day today.
Awesome.
I would easily top tier. There's a lot of good polishers. Flex, I'm a big fan of theirs, and
their new stack battery stuff, the 24 volt with a lifetime warranty if you register it, is bonkers to me. And I mean, I'm hoping that we kind of get some hands-on experience at TRCMA with those suckers. And I think Chris is going to be at MTE for those going to MTE, and he's probably going to have some stuff there. I mean, Chris Metcalf's an amazing guy. He's very passionate about the stuff that he sells, and the team that's with him. And
he's a wealth of knowledge too.
Oh,
he seems to know. He's like the encyclopedia of flex, which in
And,
itself is a flex.
Yeah, speaking of flexing, Chromatic's flexing on headlight polishing and BMW restorations. But the Beadmaker group is a Facebook group, private. So we, I think just about everybody can be let in that wants to join.
Maybe we'll let you in. But
Maybe
it's called the Beadmaker Lounge, and it's to talk about PNS products and your experience and share your results and
I love how we act like we're moderators of that group.
We're not. I just thought, like, man, that's what I love about doing this, right? Like we've got our other jobs. Like I can talk about this stuff like in an unbiased manner. Like just
you're a free agent, baby.
Exactly.
I guess Eric technically is a free agent too.
He sure is.
We're on to the next one. But all right, so moving on, we have I think this is I think I know where this is
obvious.
Going. So Detail Factory, a brush of choice for many. The Octane line really impressed me because, again, kind of with the shoes that we were talking about earlier, I love bright objects, especially in the garage, because I am reckless and I set things down and I can never find them. So I think we going right to the top.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because so with the Epic line, obviously you probably had some before the Epic was dropped. So did you? I see you went with green. So is that kind of the color that you're kind of sticking with, or have you mix and matched with the ones that they have? Or
No, I get kind of OCD about the colors and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I just thought I'd pick that color. I wanted the light blue at first, but I think it's more of a more mint green than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, it's like I have a couple of the I'm mad, right? Because I have a couple of the gray ones and a couple of the red ones because those were the only 2 colors early on. But then like I saw the teal and I grabbed one of those, and now I'm like, now do I have to like repurchase all of the all of these that I already have just for the look? So I get it.
Steve Pearson wants a Serranos line, which is orange.
They have one,
which they do. So
they have an orange one, but they should name it. They should name it after him.
Yeah, he can. Would you
can
get a
be like
cutback, maybe?
Like the pepper line.
Serrano spec. How about that?
Exactly.
There we go.
And then Juice Free says, I know it's cleaner, but if you had to choose it as dressing, I've absolutely dressed my car with Swift before. I will clean it with another product and then finish with Swift.
Yep. Just and yeah, so the next one is, and I actually want to address this outside of it. So Eric, I'll let you say where you want the IK sprayers in general, the whole line, the multis, the TRs, the foam pros. You a big IK fan?
Guy?
Where do they sit in your repertoire?
I mean, that's what I use. I hate for everything just to be at the top, but I mean,
high quality.
One of those, epic or top for sure.
I mean, if you ask Matt Mormon the brands that he carries in his store to do a tier list, they're all going to be at the epic.
Matt's just not on the list.
No, but that wouldn't even be on there. But I mean, if you had his specific things, that he would all. He would say,
like sprayers.
Yeah. But kind of the important topic I wanted to address is that there's a Facebook group. It's Detailing for Money. There was an individual there that had the IK Multi Pro 12, which is just the spray. It's not the foam, and they do have the shader valve to pressurize it. And luckily they weren't injured, but they did have the container explode into multiple pieces, and was just kind of shooting shards of the hard plastic, which is terrifying. I'm very thankful that they're not injured, because that's the last thing anybody needs when doing something fun, especially if it's for a living. But Vaughn from IK, him and I talk fairly regularly, and he had seen it, and he said, with that kind of situation, there's a lot of variables, and he said that if you're using it every day, the container's really only rated for 18 months of every single day.
That was my first thought.
Which, and again, I understand it's kind of, and I'm not defending IK by any stretch to the nth degree, but with every scenario, there's never one point of failure. There's usually many. And I mean, this could have been a Home Depot bottle. This could have been, pick any kind of sprayer you have that's under pressure. I mean, you have plastic, you have chemicals, you have, just fittings and water under pressure, chemicals under pressure, and you never know what's going to happen. So, definitely just be reminded to, if you're applying pressure to a vessel, be cognizant of it and be careful, and, keep the air pressure low, and, rinse out your IKs, clean out the filters, make sure everything's tight and working fine. And, I like to dump out the chemicals every once in a while, run water through it and clean them out. And, I'm really anal about my, like, I clean out my, like, if my spray, if these aren't like long-term sprayers, like, the trigger spray, like, I like to clean everything out, whether it's a foam cannon, whether it's a spray, like, I just, treat your tools nice, right? And they'll treat you well. So Juice Free says, I feel like the little IK is made to replace carpet and upholstery foaming cans with dry foam, but I don't see anyone using it that way. I've used Carpet Bomber like that. It's the dry foam is nice when you don't want to introduce a lot of moisture into a surface. Which for those that aren't familiar, if you have the Foam Pro 2 or the Foam Pro 2 Plus with the Schrader, or the eFoam Pro 2 when that comes out, the green tip in the actual pickup tube is the dry foam, so it's adding less moisture basically.
Brandon's drinking the OG Kool-Aid as well. He's having a tough time with IK sprayer performance.
So maybe Taylor can figure that one out. Maybe give it to her. She can sort that out.
And then Steve says he literally designs pressure vessels, so that's unacceptable.
So maybe we need to bump it down.
Maybe.
I think
we gonna sit top tier.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next one that we have is
What's your answer here, free agent?
High quality microfiber. Where are we
cool.
putting that?
I'd say Epic, man. We got to go all the way up.
So in the and not just specifically in the TRC lineup, but obviously you've had a lot of towels, being in the studio from TRC. I presume you've used others as well. So do you have a favorite towel? Everything. I mean, yeah, you can go by category or just in general.
Maybe as far as in general, the car wash towel, the Rag Company car wash.
Dude, I was just gonna say, man, the car wash towel is underrated, and I love that damn thing.
Rated. Yeah. I sit one on because when I go to work, I put my my bag and stuff like that in the back seat, and I have a car wash towel sitting on the seat, so I'm not messing up the leather.
Heck yeah. And
I mean, just for just because they also sell that as a spa and gym towel, for wiping off sweat and stuff like that. And I use them before when it's hot here, which is hot for me is warm for you guys. So
the car wash towel for when I'm blowing out the cracks and getting all the drips, when I'm cleaning interior, it's my favorite interior towel because I can especially if I've lathered something up, it's just huge, right? So I can just scoop it all and go. It's an people just think it's a car wash. I'll admit, when I first heard car wash towel, right, it's what I think that the dudes at the car wash have hanging out of their back pocket, that they're wiping every car down with. And yeah, you can use it for that, but it's not it's a quality towel.
Yeah. And to answer juice free, I you know what, that might be I've been lacking in the videos lately because the weather's been so kind of crappy. But
there you go, do an interior
maybe for you, I'll wear my KCX apron that doesn't have what you want in it, but it's an apron.
But you can still, can you put a clay bar in the pocket?
I'll put a clay bar in there, but it'll be in its little
it'll just be our little secret.
Our little secret. And I think a real secret for the detail industry is the quality of Yeti buckets. Where are these sitting for you?
Yo, it's goated. That's all the way to the top. I think people underestimate how great it is, at least as a mobile detailer, having something that's not a wire handle.
Yeah.
If you do have the the casters and the wheels and stuff, that's one thing. But that's usually, even if I did have it, if I'm mobile, that's not something that's usually very.
You don't always know the terrain, right? It's easier to just set a bucket down and not have to worry about it rolling away on you or something like that.
And they're just very comfortable and they're full of water carrying them around.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they do look cool. I do like the colors.
Oh yeah,
branding just looks really sharp.
I love your blue one for sure.
Do you ever run like a warm rinseless setup in there, on a cold day?
Ooh,
this is probably not popular, but I'm not a huge rinseless fan.
Yeah, no, I figured. I see a lot more foam in your content. So I was going to ask you that.
I will do that just to try them, but every time I sort of cringe while I'm doing it. I'm still afraid I'm going to scratch.
It doesn't feel right.
Yeah, but if I lived where it was really cold, I bet I'd probably feel differently.
Yeah,
man, I live for hot rinseless. I mean, you and Rick would get along fine because he hates the stuff, but I'll take that. But
I do use rinseless for detailing, quick detailing and stuff. But
yeah, it's great on the interior. Dunk that car wash towel in there, just wipe down the damn interior, and man, you're in and out. No time.
Bingo bango, baby. So next on our list is drill brushes. I just picked the yellow one for that, but I mean, in no particular color or anything like that. So where do these sit with you?
I definitely use them in a lot of details. Different. The yellow ones, I think those are the stiffer ones, maybe, right? For the rubber mats. So for rubber mats, they're great. I don't know. I guess it kind of depends. I use a combination sometimes of drill brushes and hand brushes.
Yeah.
I can have a little more finesse and control. Those can get you in trouble sometimes if you're not careful, I feel like. But
my drill battery is always dead when I go to use the drill brush, so I end up doing it by hand anyway.
And my DeWalt battery, I feel like I charge it once a year. It just lasts forever.
Oh, I lost 2 Ryobi batteries in a 60-day span of each other. They both died. So I was like, man, even my backup one's gone.
That's when it's not fun.
I know.
Third best. I carry them.
Yeah.
So for sure.
So the next 2 are kind of interchangeable. So the first one is wash pad versus the next one, which would be wash mitt. So Are you a pad guy or a mitt guy?
So
where are we sitting
I'm
these?
a wash mitt guy, but the wash mitts I always struggle getting my hands in there. So sometimes I'm using them like a wash pad. So once I discovered the wash pad more recently, I now have gone to that some.
I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm leaning more there, but I would say probably historically I've used the mitt more. So I'd say pad wins for sure.
Okay. So
you know, I put my hand in the cyclone mitt the other day for the first time, and I don't know how long, like, because I don't ever put my hand in the mitt. I forget that it's lined with a gauntlet material, and it's so nice in there.
It's nice.
And like I know they've kind of, you know, said, yeah, you can tuck the cuff in, and no matter how I do that, it always still, you know, pops out.
Back out. Yeah.
And I'm just like, I might as well just put it on my hand. And, you know, because I flip it so often, you know, like with the pad, especially, you know, because like I'll do a spot, you know, dunk it, you know, and I've converted to the 1 bucket system. I don't care, you know, for 2 buckets, I've had no issues, but I mean, that's just me. Like I said in my videos, come at me. But so the next one is, you know, kind of a combination of Mosmatic and or Veloci. I know you've done some giveaways with them. So where are we sitting there kind of with let's call it high quality pressure washer?
This is the wildest comment I think we've ever gotten. Okay, sorry about that.
Anywho, Sean Gulliher, yes, I was with Sean when he bought the Dab Dab.
I want to try that one. I like the color of it, man. Car Pro, if you're listening, send me a Dab Dab.
Oh, they're definitely listening. You know that.
I hope so.
So where are we sitting the high quality foam cannons and high quality pressure washer guns?
Well, that's tough because you have it together. My go-to guns are the NTM, and I love all those stuff. The Cobra Jet hose, all the things.
But not the foam cannon.
Probably my favorite is the MJJC.
Yeah. I think we kind of agree.
I haven't tried the brand new one, the silver.
Yeah. Their naming scheme's a bit odd, but it you know, once you kind of get it, it works.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for mine, and I checked in on it, and they said that it's on hold because they're waiting to ship it with the new.
Oh, are they updating
sturdier the bottle? So
did Kev have something to do with that? Is he still in the chat?
I would imagine so. I would imagine that they probably hate his guts, but like love him at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, love him. So it's split for me on that. I do like their foam cannon, but just to me, it's just right behind the MJJC.
Yeah.
And so the next one I think is one of your favorite terms in your videos is the term y'all, the classic Southern saying. Where's that sitting in the list? I'm thinking kind of here because it rolls off the tongue nicely.
Okay, dude, I use it all the time too, and I've never lived in the South. I've never like traveled to the South. I don't know where I got it from, but I use it all the time.
What is the more standard colloquialism for you?
For me or for the Canadian man?
Well, I guess because you guys are different.
I mean, we got. I mean, I've never. I've said it like, you know, before, just because I've had so much influence from, you know, American internet friends that have been using it and saying it. So it kind of rubs off on me. But, you know, I typically just do you all, right? And now I just feel so like structured when I have to actually take half a second.
Sometimes depends on you know, fam and y'all kind of go.
Yeah.
It depends on who I'm talking to.
I feel like fam.
I have no idea where I picked up y'all from.
I feel like fam is when you're rocking the beanie, you know, and you're kind of in the
that's what I mean.
Hair.
That's what I mean. I read the room and then
exactly.
Oh man! And then are we ending it with the rag company?
We're ending it with the rag company. So I don't know. I don't know where this one needs to sit. I don't know where this needs to sit. Maybe getting there. Maybe.
I think this year, right?
Third best, maybe.
Third best.
No,
oh my.
Right.
Do you have a favorite product from the rag company? Okay, let's just put it there.
God,
out of everything they sent you, everything new, let's call it new stuff that you've tried. Was there anything that really stood out and just kind of was like a wow factor for you?
Oh, that's tough. Maybe some of the other towels, because I had, I was car wash, gauntlet, waffle weave, kind of things like that. But I hadn't tried FTW and the 1500, and which is I like the 1500 a lot. I do a lot of big trucks, and so
it's killer.
So it's real helpful for that. So I guess it was probably more my introduction to more of their line of towels. I'd sort of stayed with the same ones every time.
I love these rip and rags, man. They get downgraded. They like eventually make their way into the house to like clean things. Like they go far. You don't have to throw them out, guys. Like they go far.
They can.
I
want to like
almost all of mine.
You need kind of like unique like stacking situation, or see if we can. I mean, because you're never gonna get it back nicely rolled up. There's no chance.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? But it'd be nice to develop something. But no, that's I hope everyone enjoyed the tier list. Switching it up a little bit and getting some good feedback with different products out there. And I know we could have put everything at top tier for sure. But yeah, what do we got, JB?
I'm just looking for a couple of questions here. If you've got just a few free minutes for the audience. Let's see.
I don't know.
We can't flag our comments like we could in our other software. So I think this might be the last month of using this software.
Well, we'll see you later, Keeve. Take care. Have a good time.
Good to see you, Keeve.
And I think Chromatic, we can kind of touch on this a little bit.
Can you talk about why the MJGC Canon over the dude? It's just, I don't know, man. It doesn't, at least for me, it doesn't pull as fast. The product doesn't pull as fast, and especially if I turn the knob down. I know everyone's like, we should always use it on max.
Crank it, baby, crank it.
If you turn it down, like the foam lasts a lot longer, at least for me, and the foam is just thicker. Like if you want a thicker foam, like that's the foam cannon to go with.
Yeah. For me, it's the actual opening to fill it up.
That too.
That's the big plus, and also just the quarter turn.
The quarter turn is very nice.
Is awesome. Those are like honestly my two favorite things. And I don't know, the clear bottle is nice. I mean, not that like it's not essential to see exactly where everything's sitting.
Yeah.
But and also just the weighted ball. To kind of, if you're stirring up your soap or whatever, if it's a little bit thicker of a soap, it's nice to kind of have that little bit extra agitation.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I don't know. It feels very well built. The new Pro one, you can screw right onto a bottle if you want to use a different bottle. So they just have, I don't know, they're a little bit more versatile. Like I like with the quarter inch or the quarter turn, I like to just like leave it in its little foam cannon mount and put the bottle on and twist it, which is a lot easier than having to screw the MTM one on.
Yep. And I actually, and shameless plug to myself, I actually had to fix Rick's foam cannon because he's like, this is stupid. I hate this. And I think I just had to, can't remember if I had to switch an O-ring on it or something just wasn't tight, and then it worked flawlessly. So
here we go. Brandon wants to know, how's the car scene in Charleston? Seems great. Where is it? Seems great. Also, is it basically the Outer Banks?
Well, we're not real close to the Outer Banks, but they do film the Outer Banks show here. Ironically,
cool.
Outer Banks is in North Carolina, maybe 6 hours away or so. But yeah, it's similar. It's but the car culture here is great. I mean, there's a lot of high-end residential and areas, a lot of high commercial stuff. So it definitely attracts a lot of that.
Sure.
So yeah.
What do we have here? Ami wants to know if it's is it too late to use GFX? No, never.
No, it's let's see here.
Even if you plug your nose, it's a good soap.
Because I mean, it's either you missed it, because right now we have 48 weeks till Christmas. So maybe not.
Juice wants to know, is your environment controlled?
Not much of my life is controlled, but how does he...
That's a good answer.
Oh man, I don't think I've ever like related to a comment so much.
But it's not. I don't have air conditioning and heat in here. But with that said, I mean, it was in the almost 60 degrees today.
Nice,
kind of warm in the sunshine. So it very seldom is
brutal.
bad.
Yeah.
But it would be nice to have a heater in here for the 1 month I need it. For sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
Steve says, how did you balance mobile with work? Was it weekends only?
No, I would basically do mobile all day and then gig at night.
Okay.
Typically my gigs are 6 p.m. onward. So, if I can be done with the detail at like 4, get up at 5 and, back out the door and turn around quick. So yeah, I mean, it can be brutal. Typically I would try to do like details Tuesday through Saturday and gigs Wednesday through Sunday. And then I would take Monday off, but that usually didn't always happen.
What gives you the energy to get through the day? Are you like an energy drink guy, or do you have foods like coffee?
I do love coffee, and I'll use pre-workout when I'm not always working out.
Oh, the good stuff. That give you that last little boost you need.
Yeah. So I do that. I try to get good sleep. I feel like that makes a difference.
Underrated.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely
When my watch congratulates me and tells me that I hit my sleep goal for the night, like nothing cheers me up more.
Yep.
Let's see. What else did we have? Was that it? Any other questions coming in?
So you might, I don't know. They said TRC, will TRC be inviting more than the winner? Do you see that?
That's a good question right there.
That is a good question for some TRC guys if they're listening. I don't think they're here right now, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. This question coming from the guy who can throw a stone and hit Anthony's windshield.
And Jimmy's for that matter.
Yeah, that would be really fun though to like just have a big hangout. That would be cool.
That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah, definitely.
It looks like that is the end of our questions. So yeah, if you guys don't have anything else, then I think we will we'll go ahead and start concluding this episode. Eric, where can people find you? Like if they're curious, they want to follow you, if they want to learn more about like your music, like where are you at?
So I'm Charleston Detail on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel that I'm starting to build now that I'm doing a little bit less Instagram content for TRC and whatnot. So that's at Charleston Detail as well. CharlestonDetail.com. All the good things.
Beautiful.
Right on, man. Right on. Is any of your like music on any of the streaming stuff or?
It is. You can definitely find me on YouTube, and I do have a music page. It's Eric Vaughn Music. So that's
right on. All right, if you guys want to go listen to Eric, go Eric Vaughn Music. Go search that out.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, Eric, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this Friday evening. I know it's a little bit later for you there than it is for us, and definitely have a safe and fun weekend. And doing any music this weekend? Is that where?
I am. Yeah, I play every Sunday. Regardless, I play some King Street, but I actually have tomorrow off. So,
beauty.
I'm gonna play some Xbox and
heck yeah,
do some stuff like that. So
heck yeah, decompress, man. You deserve it.
That's right.
All right, buddy. We will catch up with you. We will catch up with you later. This was a good conversation. Anytime you want to come on and have a chat, like by all means, let us know.
It was a lot
Definitely.
of fun.
All right, man. Take care, everybody. Thank you guys again.
Bye.
Right on. Are we done? Did it end? Hope so.
Well, we're back up there now, actually, I think. Unless if that's the beginning. Is that the beginning?
See.